You ever get that feeling? That chilling sensation crawling up your spine when you're all alone? The kind that makes your skin prickle, like someone's watching, even when no one's there. Yeah, that feeling. I've never ignored it. Since the night shift that changed my life forever. The night I realized. Sometimes, being alone isn't the worst thing, being watched is. I used to work the night shift at a rundown convenience store on the outskirts of town. Nothing glamorous, just your usual overnight gig. The hours were long, and the nights were dead quiet. No customers after midnight, just me, and the fluorescent hum of the old lights. Perfect for someone who likes solitude, or so I thought. It was a Thursday, 2:37 a.m. The camera monitor behind the counter flickered something it often did, thanks to the old wiring. But this time, it wasn't just static. On the screen, there was movement, just barely visible, near the back of the store where the lights didn't quite reach. I squinted, trying to focus on the blurry image. Nothing. I shrugged it off as a glitch and went back to organizing the shelves. But a few minutes later, there it was again, the same faint flicker of movement. My heart skipped a beat, and I leaned in closer to the monitor. A shape. No, a figure. Someone was standing in the far corner of the store, in the shadows. I blinked hard, but by the time I looked back, the figure was gone. I froze. Was my mind playing tricks on me? No, it couldn't be. The store was empty, I was sure of it. I'd been alone for hours. I decided to check the security footage. I rewound the tape to the exact moment I'd seen the figure. My stomach churned as I watched the grainy footage. There, in the corner of the screen, was a tall, shadowy figure. But its face, there was something wrong with its face. It was blurred, distorted, like static on a broken TV screen. And then, it turned. It was looking at the camera. I shot up from the chair, my skin crawling. The figure in the video had vanished again. I had to check the back of the store. I don't know why, I guess part of me just needed to prove to myself that I wasn't losing it. I grabbed the flashlight and walked slowly down the aisles. The beam of light shook in my hand, casting long shadows on the floor. The air felt heavy, thicker somehow, as if something unseen was pressing down on me. When I reached the back corner, I stopped dead in my tracks. The air was freezing cold, and there, on the floor, were wet footprints leading into the storage room. My heart pounded in my ears. Footsteps, but it hadn't rained. I stared at the prints, my flashlight beam bouncing around. The storage room door creaked slightly, as if someone had pushed it open. I swallowed hard and nudged the door open wider. The room was pitch black, and the smell of damp air and mold hit me. I flashed the light around boxes, shelves, nothing unusual. But then, in the far corner, I saw something. A dark, hunched figure. My breath caught in my throat. The figure was facing the wall and moving. Slowly, almost against my will, I took a step forward. The figure didn't react. "Hello," I whispered, my voice barely audible. The figure twitched. My heart hammered in my chest as it began to turn, agonizingly slow, until it finally faced me. No eyes, no mouth, just a smooth, blank face, as though its features had been erased. I staggered back, crashing into the boxes behind me, but the figure didn't move. It just stood there, watching me with its featureless face. I scrambled for the door, my body in full panic mode, and slammed it shut behind me. I ran back to the counter, trying to catch my breath. My hands were trembling so violently that I could barely grab my phone. I dialed the security company, desperate to hear another human voice. But before the line could even connect, the lights in the store flickered and went out. I was plunged into darkness, save for the pale glow of the flashlight shaking in my hand. That's when I heard it, a faint whisper. Not from the storage room, not from the aisles, but from right behind me. I turned slowly, terrified of what I might see. My flashlight beam flickered across the empty store. Nothing. I was alone. Or so I thought. And then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw it. That same faceless figure, standing at the entrance, its head tilted slightly, as if waiting. I did the only thing I could think of. I bolted for the door, not looking back. I didn't care about locking up. I didn't care about the cameras, I just needed to get out. As I stumbled outside into the cold night air, I glanced back through the glass door. The figure was gone, but in its place, there was a message, written in fog on the window. I'm watching you.